You step into a warm bath. 10 minutes later, your fingertips look completely different. Deep ridges have appeared across your skin. Your hands suddenly look decades older. Then you leave the water. Within 10 to 20 minutes, the wrinkles usually disappear. Your skin returns to normal. For decades, people assumed water simply soaked into the skin. The outer layer contains keratin, which interacts with water, so the obvious explanation seemed simple. Your skin absorbed water. Then it expanded and wrinkled. But there was a problem. Damaged nerves could change the reaction. Some fingers stayed smooth after prolonged immersion. If water alone caused wrinkles, nerves shouldn't matter. But they clearly did. By the 1930s, researchers were connecting water wrinkling to the nervous system. Today, the mechanism is understood differently. Water exposure triggers blood vessels inside your fingertips to constrict. This reduces the volume beneath the skin. Your outer skin then folds inward. That creates the wrinkles you can see. The process is controlled by your autonomic nervous system. You never tell your fingers to wrinkle. Your body does it automatically. And that raises a strange question. Why would your nervous system deliberately change your fingertips? In 2011, evolutionary biologist Mark Changizi proposed an answer. The wrinkles might help you handle wet objects. Think about a tire moving through heavy rain. Its grooves help move water away. Your fingertips develop something surprisingly similar. Their wrinkles create channels across the skin. Those channels could help push water away from the contact surface. That could make wet objects easier to grip. But a useful biological adaptation needs evidence. So in 2013, researchers at Newcastle University tested the idea. 20 volunteers handled dry and submerged objects. The researchers compared wrinkled and unwrinkled fingers. The objects included glass marbles and heavy fishing weight. The test was simple. Pick up the objects, move them between containers. Do it as quickly as possible. Then the results revealed something unexpected. Wrinkled fingers handled submerged objects about 12% faster, but wrinkles made no difference with dry objects. Your fingers seemed to change specifically when water became the problem. But that was only the beginning. The Newcastle experiment revealed something important. The wrinkles helped only when the objects were wet. That suggested the grooves were doing something. They may have been pushing water away, but scientists still needed to understand the bigger picture. Your fingers are not the only places that wrinkle. Your toes can wrinkle too. Both areas have hairless skin. Both areas also help you grip surfaces. Your palms hold objects. Your feet grip the ground. That pattern makes the adaptation idea more interesting. Imagine walking across a wet rock. Water sits between your skin and the surface. Less direct contact can mean less control. Wrinkles create channels for that water to escape. Your skin becomes more like a drainage system. But this explanation is not proven. Scientists still debate why humans developed the response. The 2013 study supported the grip hypothesis, but it did not prove that evolution created wrinkles specifically for gripping wet objects. There is another clue hidden inside the mechanism itself. Your nervous system has to be working for the wrinkles to form normally. That makes the reaction useful for another reason. Doctors can use water-induced wrinkling to examine nerve function. In clinical tests, a hand may be placed in 40 degrees Celsius water for about 30 minutes. Doctors then examine how strongly the fingers wrinkle. A reduced response can indicate problems with sympathetic nerve function. So the wrinkles are not just a strange bathroom phenomenon. They can reveal what is happening beneath your skin. But there is still something missing. Why does your body need several minutes to create them? Why not change your fingers the moment they touch water? The answer may lie in the environment humans once depended on. For thousands of years, people lived beside rivers, lakes, and coastlines. Wet environments were full of food and useful material, but they were also full of slippery surfaces. A wet stone is harder to hold. A slippery plant can escape your fingers. Even a small object can become difficult to control underwater. A temporary grip advantage could have been useful, but here's where the mystery becomes deeper. Your body may not have evolved this response specifically for water. The wrinkles could be a consequence of another nervous system function. The improved grip may simply be an additional benefit. Evolution does not always produce one feature for one obvious purpose. Sometimes a biological response has several consequences. Your water wrinkles may be one of those cases. And the most fascinating part is that you never consciously control them. Your nervous system controls the entire process. You never decide to wrinkle your fingers. You simply put your hand underwater. Minutes later, your blood vessels constrict. Your fingertips lose some internal volume. The skin folds into ridges, and you can see the result. This reaction can even reveal problems with your nerve. Doctors have used finger wrinkling as a test of sympathetic nerve function. A hand may be placed in water around 40 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. Doctors then examine how strongly the fingers wrinkle. If the response is unusually weak, nerve function may be affected. So those strange wrinkles can reveal what is happening beneath your skin. But the evolutionary explanation remains uncertain. In 2013, Newcastle researchers found that wrinkles helped people handle submerged objects faster. But in 2014, another study reached a different conclusion. Researchers tested 40 people and found no improvement in wet object dexterity. So scientists still do not know exactly why your fingers wrinkle. The nervous system mechanism is well supported. The evolutionary purpose is not, and that uncertainty makes the phenomenon more interesting, because your fingers are still responding to their environment. Water touches your skin, your nervous system detects the conditions, your blood vessels change, your skin changes shape, then the environment changes again, and your fingers slowly return to normal. The entire transformation can happen without conscious thought. You look down and see wrinkles, but those wrinkles are not your skin getting old. They are evidence of your body actively changing itself. For a few minutes, water changes the way your hands interact with the world. And the strange part is that your body began preparing for it before you ever noticed.